Hello everyone! This time I'd like to have a closer look at flashcards. Flashcard games and activities can be used with the majority of structures and vocabulary. Flashcards are an important resource teachers can have in their classrooms, especially with the younger students. The games with flashcards are first to drill the target vocabulary or structure and then use the games as the way for students to practice what they have learned. The games I'm going to present you work best for students aged between 4 and 13. Some older students may not appreciate the idea of playing flashcard games, while others may still enjoy them. Most of these games should be used for approximately 10 to 15 minutes, but the times may vary according to the level and ability of the students. These games prove the growth of fluidity of conversation and the building of individual confidence. At the same time, they bring jollity to your classroom and make it a fun place to be. There are at least 5 advantages of flashcards. They are cheap, you can use them anywhere, your students won't get eye strain, the flashcards don't break down and never go out of date, and they simply work. So now moving on to the games. You can use the flashcard in front of your class, just having them in your hands, and let students speak the vocabulary out loud, or you can hang the flashcards around the room or leave them on the desks and again let students to show it, point at that, lift, touch, bring, whatever you like. Next you can have the flashcard and slowly uncover it this way, that way, and let the students guess what there is. Or you can show the flashcard and hide it quickly, only let the students glimpse what there is, like so. Now more team games. For example, the basketball game. The students are in 2 team lines. If they say the correct flashcard vocabulary or structure, they get the chance to throw the ball in the basket. If they succeed, then they score points. You can use more than one basket and use different sizes or distances and make them worth a different amount of points, depending on the difficulty. Another game is stand up and sit down games. The students are standing, they are shown the card and have to say what is on the card. If the student is successful, then he or she is able to stay standing. If the student is incorrect or uses bad pronunciation, then he or she should sit down. Let standing count point to the team. As for running game, students are standing at one end of the classroom. At the other end of the classroom there are stripes of vocabulary laying on a desk. The teacher then places the flashcards on the floor in random order. Then he calls out the vocabulary on one of the cards, for example, rabbit, and a student from each team at the same time races to find the correct word and flashcard. When the student finds the appropriate card and vocabulary, they can have it or say a sentence to score more points. Stepping stones. The teacher places chosen word card on the floor in random. Students take turns stepping on the stones, word cards, saying the word as they step on each one. For making it more difficult, they have to say something interesting about the vocabulary. And the last game is tell a story in past simple. Group of students are given some cards with interesting pictures to make up a story in the past simple. Then they also have to reward the best story. So now's the fine time to show you some sets of flashcards you can use. If you have time, you can draw the flashcards. You can Google them on the internet. You can print photocopyable pictures. Laminate pictures for everlasting using. Also, textbooks have flashcards in their resource pack. You can also download them from the internet support. You can also write the words only, or cut and laminate magazines pictures, buy vocabulary sets and photos for speaking activities. Alternatively, you can collect magazines pictures, such as clothes, food, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will write some useful links in the box below, and you can also write your comments down there. See you soon. Bye!